What's up, everybody? Yvonne Reborn from the Orisha Wisdom Podcast, your spiritual things, your virtual elay, all that good jazz. From what I understand, you guys like puppy therapy. So we are going to start with puppy therapy. And I think, let's see. Look at that. Puppies. I have a story for you. And this story, my parents used to play tapes for me when I was younger. And usually they had a moral and all that good jazz. And of course, after the story, it would tie in to the moral plus Jesus Christ. But I am going to tie it up to the moral and to Orisha, since that is a lot of what my community is. Let's begin. This young man goes to his mother and he goes, "Mom, you owe me money. You are a terrible mother." And the woman was cutting up her onions on the table. "Really, dear? Okay." She stops, she puts the onions down, and she puts the knife down. "Talk to me, mijito. Tell me." And he goes, "Well, you didn't let me go to my friend's house and blah, 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 blah. And that gave me emotional damage. And then I didn't get the brand new Nikes, and you didn't do this for me. You didn't do that." And every time that he would say, "You didn't do anything to this," he attached a price to it. "Now this adds up to this, and I'm probably going to need therapy, and da 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 da. So I think you owe me. Let's give it let's say $10,000. And the mother says, "Okay, my son." And he's like, "Oh my God, she's going to give up the money. This is going to be great." She goes, "Well, I have an account of my own." And he's like, "If I make this count and it is less than yours, then I will give you the overage. Do we have a deal?" The young man says, "Yeah, we have a deal." The man was very detailed, and "You owe me for this, and you owe me for that, and you owe me for the other." And the woman just kept on listening. I'm sorry, my hair is like all wrapped, but you know how that goes. I know I look like an Italian lady. F it, people, don't judge me. All right, now the mom is like, "Okay, now it's my turn. I carried you in my belly for more than 9 months. You were late. It was a very difficult pregnancy. I was very sick. I would say that with the pain involved, it amounted to, let's say, $500 a month. Times 9, I won't even give up the 10th because it wasn't a full 10 months. But at the end of the day, you don't owe me anything. When I was pregnant, I had to buy additional pregnancy supplements. I had to go to the doctor. I paid for that on my own. And that cost about, let's say, $2,000. And she would respond, "Tú no me debes nada, but you don't owe me anything." And she continued, "When you were born, the delivery cost $13,000. I know that number because that's how much it cost for my last one to be born. That's why I'm adding that number. That's not the number. It was used in the story. But at the end of the day, tú no me debes nada. You don't owe me anything. When you were born, you needed diapers. And that was for a good almost 2 years. And that's about rounded up to each month is X amount. Pero al final de todo, tú no me debes nada. But at the end of the day, you don't owe me anything." Then we're talking about the milk. My breast milk was not enough, so we had to buy you baby formula. That was a good X amount for about almost 2 years. Pero al final del todo, tú no me debes nada. At the end of it all, you don't owe me anything. When you were born, you had those cute outfits. I bought those little booties, and you went through growth spurts. And let's round that off. It's about another amount here. And at the end of the day, tú no me debes nada. You don't owe me anything. Then we had to put you in daycare. And you were in daycare for, let's say, 4 years, 5 years. Because I had to go to work. I paid for that, and it's about blah, blah, blah. It was about $200 every week for, let's say, 5 years. She totaled it out. That's the amount. Al final de todo, tú no me debes nada. You don't owe me anything. You broke your teeth. You fell down and you broke like 3 of them, and I had to rush you. But we had to mend it, and that took a while before we could put braces on. For your dental work, it was a total amount. Pero al final del día, tú no me debes nada. At the end of the day, you don't owe me anything. Then after that, so she continues bringing out big expenses and trips and stuff like that, schools, books, whatever, medical care. When he was in the hospital, she brings up all these things and an estimate amount. The amount that was done was way over the, let's say, $10,000 that the kid had asked. And at the end, she goes, pero al final de todo, tú no me debes nada. At the end of it all, you don't owe me anything. I guess I'll have to pay you. And the kid is, you could hear like the narrator was choking because you can almost see the scene in your mind. And he breaks and he hugs his mother and apologizes and said, I'm so sorry. I was very incredulous. I was not a good son. And for some reason, the story came up to the point that I decided to bring up the camera to give you puppy therapy and to tell you, because some of us parents, and I'm not just going to say mother, I'm only including mothers here because we carry them. But I'm just going to say parents. We go through a lot of things for our children. We suffer a lot of the things we take away from our mouths to give to them. And some of them are very ungrateful. And at the end of the day, that is one of the most truest loves. You think you love your husband, your wife, your girlfriend? You don't. And they don't love you like that. Because a mother's love is nothing like it. Nothing like it. Even when your children hate you, even when they don't want to speak to you, even when they think you are place bad thing here, like X. How does this play with our traditions? I always say that I'm a child of all of the Orishas, because in a reading, a bunch of them will speak to you in your reading, and you'll be a child of, let's say, Alagbo, Batala, Oshun, Yamaya, whoever. And we are all their children. It is especially great when you know who your Orisha is, the one that's going to be crowned, or the one that has claimed you. And if not, Obatala is your father, so deal with it. And they have to watch you fail or fall. They watch you when you lose your faith. They watch you as you are rising, as you're having a great moment. And they love you anyway. They love you with all of your flaws. They love you. Our traditions is very different than the Christian, that it's not based on punishment. And Orisha will love you how you are today. They love you. You could be better, but they love you the way that you are today. Like mothers, we love our children no matter what. If your child is always lazy, you still love your child. You want better for your child, but you love your child. What did you think of the story? I don't know the name of it. I don't know what happened to that tape. My father passed away. I don't know if I'll still have access to it, but I thought of the story. I haven't thought of that story in decades. And for all of you parents who have interesting relationship with your children, know that the Orisha, the universe, the spirits, your ancestors, they see your heart and they see your love for your child. Understand that there is an energy there that is chef's kiss. All right, Yvonne Reborn, out. Bye.